If you're on the internet at all, surely you've seen a few Pawn Star memes. People are fascinated by the world of pawning and the wild items that come through the door. Though I've never had to pawn anything in one of these shops, I must say, they've got quite a few items that pique my interest. Vintage gold watches, shiny gold bars, Pokemon cards. Look, not everything that goes into a pawn shop is going to be a winner, but on Pawn Stars, almost everything is. It's not just gold and trinkets that they get in. They've gotten to look at cars worth millions of dollars, historic items from the Revolutionary War, and countless guitars from the golden age of rock and roll. Some items have even been valued in the millions on their show, which is entering its 16th season, and the items I'm about to show you are a big reason why the show is carried on for so long. With that being said, I'm Mr. Luxury, this is my YouTube channel, and today we're going to take a look at the most expensive items ever to be shown on Pawn Stars. Number 5. Jimi Hendrix Guitar. You're my lovely supporters, so I'm not going to lie to you. When I was younger, I had a bit of a wild streak. Jimi Hendrix was the soundtrack of my early 20s. We'd kick back in a friend's mansion with their parents gone, blast Jimi's psychedelic music, and well, you get the picture. It was a different time. That being said, no one can deny the influence that Jimi Hendrix has had on music and young adults all around the world, even to this very day. So, when a person came on Pawn Stars with a guitar claiming it was Jimi's, well, things got interesting. Rick brought it into an expert to check the serial number of the beautiful stark white 1963 Fender Stratocaster to make sure it was actually a guitar played by Jimi. The guitar was, of course, documented as being played by Jimi back in the day. So how much do you think the guitar would be valued at now? A couple thousand, maybe? 100,000? Try between $750,000 and $1 million. All that money just to touch and hold something that was owned by one of the greats. So, did Rick bite? Well, he tried, but he really missed the mark on this one. Rick offered him $500,000, which the owner scoffed at after hearing it could be worth double that. Rick's final offer only climbed to $600,000, and the owner decided to leave to try his luck at an auction. If anyone knows where this guitar's being auctioned, please let me know. I'd love to get my hands on it. It'd be a nice little reminder of the good old days. I could even put it in my music room. Number 4. The Beatles' original contract. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. Well, the Beatles themselves said it, but what if I told you one possession from them went on Pawn Stars and was valued at an enormous amount of money? It's not hard to really understand why something that was the Beatles would sell for so much money. They're considered the most influential rock band of all time, and my, if you've ever saw them perform, they put on quite a show. So, what historic possession did the Pawn Stars get to look at in their store in Las Vegas? One of John Lennon's jackets? Some hate mail to Yoko? One of the beds from Bed In for Peace? It was the original contract all the Beatles signed, along with their manager, all the way back in 1962, and the owner of the contract asked for $1 million. Though Rick was amazed by the contract, he had to pass on buying it for such a high price. Again, I think I'd happily cough up $1 million to have that contract hanging on the wall. And I'm more of a Kinks than a Beatles fan, so that's saying something. Number 3. Robosaurus. So, we've got objects that have some serious historic value from some of the most popular musicians that have ever existed. That's great and all, but where's the pizzazz? The excitement? We want to see something that, I don't know, breathes fire and is 40 feet tall. Well, we're in luck, because next on our list is Robosaurus. It's a 31-ton, 3-story tall hunk of metal that can crush cars in its claws, shoot fire out of its nose, and all around just look cool AF. The Robosaurus doesn't exactly have the same historical relevance as a Beatles contract or a Hendrix guitar, but it has been around for a while. It was made in 1989 by Doug Malowicki and was featured in TV shows, movies, and commercials around the world. So, how much did the owner ask for the car-crushing, fire-breathing robot from yesteryear? $5 million, though the machine was only valued at $1 million. Rick and his crew didn't bother extending a counteroffer and sent Robosaurus on his way, probably to terrorize other cities or breathe fire at conventions somewhere else. Number 2. OJ's white Ford Bronco. The next item on our list is a car that Robosaurus definitely wouldn't be allowed to lay a claw on. OJ's case and the insane police chase that ensued is one of the most well-known incidents of the 1990s. So well-known, in fact, that one certain piece of memorabilia was nearly sold for over $1 million. That's right, OJ's white Ford Bronco made it onto Pawn Stars. After sitting in storage for 10 years, then being kept in a museum in Vegas, the car only had 20 more miles than the odometer did on the day the car chase ended. A bit spooky, isn't it? The owner, who used to be OJ's agent, asked for $1.25 million. Though it was certainly worth the money, Rick had to turn it down and sent the owner off to the auction to sell. Number 1. George Washington's three-piece suit. We've reached the most expensive item to ever grace our television screens during Pawn Star reruns. Once again, we have a historical artifact. However, this one is triple the price of any other item on our list. For this item, you're going to have to pop open your history book. There you'll find a man with a powdered wig. Some people say he had wooden teeth. Some person painted him doing a Captain Morgan pose in a boat crossing the Delaware River. Oh, and he was the first president of the United States of America. But what item of George Washington's could ever make its way onto a reality show with some guys from Vegas? None other than a three-piece suit of his, worn in the 1750s. The suit is silk, and back in the day, it was pink. Not exactly what you'd imagine one of the founding fathers wearing, but in the 1750s, it was the height of fashion. The owner was selling it for $3 million. When you consider the history of the suit, it almost makes sense that it would sell for such a high price. But was Rick willing to cough up $3 million for a musty suit? Well, not exactly. This was the first time Rick considered spending millions on a single item, but he had to pass after counter-offering $2 million and being rejected. I don't even think the suit would fit right after all those years anyway. So, there you have it. The 5 most expensive items ever sold on Pawn Stars. Do you think any of these are worth the price? And if you could have any one of them, which item would you choose? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip, da doodly doo.